Okay, so we're going to be working on tints and shades, and tints are when you add white and shades are when you're going to add black. So we're going to do a little practice paper, and then we're going to go to page 18 in your technique workbook, okay? So I'm going to start with the practice paper first, and I have two samples. And you'll notice that this one I started off with a dot in the middle, and then I went around. This one I started on the edge and went down. So it really doesn't matter how you decide to do this, okay? So first of all, I'm going to get my paper. I'm going to write my name, Mrs. K, and a 2 on there, and then I'm going to flip it over, okay? You're going to notice that this year we're going to try using a paper towel and a piece of plastic so that at the end you just throw away the towel, and then the plastic will be ready for somebody else. And then for cleaning out our brushes, we're going to use this water and then the sponge for our tables, okay? So first things first, when I start with the lightest color, I'm going to start at the bottom here. I'm just going to go straight. I'm not going to make mine circular. And I did mine red. I did one with blue. It doesn't matter which one you choose. So I'm going to choose blue. So I'm going to use white with just a very, very small amount of blue on there. And then I'm going to paint my paper. I'm going to go back in here to the white and paint that over there, my brush. Yeah, then I want to darken it, so I'm going to get a little more blue on my brush. That's called double loading. And if you don't get all the way to the edge of the paper, that's totally fine. Then I can go back here in this bottom section, add just white to my blue. Then I'm going to have a little bit of plain blue here, and it's going to slightly get darker, okay? So the tints are whenever you add white to it, and the shades are when you add black to it. And then I'm going to go up here just a little bit more with my regular blue. Now I'm going to take blue and black. So I can double dip, or I can take my blue here and then a small, black's really a strong shade, so you don't need a lot of it. That changed it so much. So I'm going to say, okay, let me use a little bit more blue in there. That's what I want. That's better. And then I'm going to mix it up and brush it on. Then I can take a little more black, mix in that same paint, and then go up here. So as you can see, this top section, it is very, very, very black. And this would be fine. Now, if you want to stretch the colors a little bit, a little hint that I've learned over the years is taking your brush, just dipping it in the water really quickly, and then going over it. And that will help kind of smooth out some of your paint, okay? So that's one way to do it, but as long as you're going from light to dark, kind of like an ombre effect, but the light we use white, which is tints, then we add a little more blue, and then a pure blue right here, and then I added the shades, which is a little bit of black, okay? And then I didn't even rinse out my brush really much, so I'm gonna set this on the drying rack, and then I'm going to get out this booklet, and we're going to open it to page 18. So this time, I definitely want to wash my brush. So notice I'm swirling the brush around. I am not splashing. I'm just swirling it. Then I'm going to take it, and I'm going to wipe my brush on this, this little sponge. If it didn't get it completely clean enough, you can just take it back in the water and then wipe it. Notice I'm not jabbing it. I'm just gently wiping. And on this one, you're just going to do some color mixing. So it tells you what colors to do, and then you're going to mix them and create your new. So this is taking primary colors and making secondaries. And then down here, it's blue and white, which is your tint, and blue and black, which is your shade. So on this top one, you can say, okay, I'm going to do red here. I can use that red from my brush and go right there to that third line to save me some time. Then I rinse out my brush. Then I can go into the blue, and just like I did with the red, I'm going to take that and go to the blue into two sections. Now I'm going to go up here. I'm going to mix red and blue together. So I'm going to take a little bit of blue and put it up here, and a little bit of red, and mix it. And you're going to get a violet. So if you have a lot of blue, it's going to be more like a plum. If you have a lot more red, you're going to get more of a I don't know, I'd say raspberry color. And then you're going to paint it, okay? If you want to add a little bit of white, it'll be a lighter tint. So this is blue and yellow, so I want to make sure I clean out my brush, swirl it around, wipe it. I'm going to go here to the yellow, and then yellow. Okay, and then this one right here says blue plus yellow. So I'm going to take yellow, put it on there, a little bit of blue, and mix it up. Sorry, you can see that. Mix it up, and then I get my green. Okay, then we're going to go yellow, add the yellow with the red. So I'm going to have yellow, a bit of yellow, a little bit of red, oops, a little bit more red. Okay, maybe a little more yellow. Until I like the shade of it, and then you have a nice orange. It's like a fiery orange, okay? So now I'm going to move to this bottom section. So I'm going to clean out my brush, rinse it off, dry it on the sponge, and then this one's white and blue. So I could paint white, and I can paint blue, and I can paint black and blue, or I can just do the mixing. So white plus blue. So I'm going to take my brush, load a little bit of blue, get a little bit of white, mix it up. And white is a very mild color, so you need to probably have a little more white than blue to make your light blue color. And that's a tint. So white is a tint. That's when you add that to your color to lighten it. Then clean out my brush. And this one's black and blue. So remember what I said about black? It's very strong. So you need just a teeny bit of black. And it's going to change the blue pretty drastically. And then you'll paint that, okay? Then at the end, when you're finished, you're just going to take this whole thing, throw that away, and then clean out your water container.